Hi everyone, Renee at the Guitar Guild here, and this is the first in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing for parents around practice for your children, their musical practice. The biggest question I get as a music teacher is, how do I get my children to practice? And most of the questions that I get are all around practice. And because a lot of parents aren't musicians themselves, they are not sure how they can help their kids. So I'm going to do this little series of videos and get them up onto Facebook and onto a YouTube channel for you guys so that you can learn how to encourage your children to practice their music, to go forward, to progress, and to enjoy their music practice. So today I just want to keep it short and sweet. I want to talk to you first about communication, and that is the parent communicating with the teacher. So the first thing that needs to happen when you first begin music lessons with your children or for your children is that you need to be in good communication with the teacher and to allow 5 minutes at the end of the lesson time to find out what exactly it is that the children are supposed to be practicing. And so make sure you do go over that with your with the music teacher. So there are 3 questions you need to ask. The first question is, what should my child be practicing? What should she be practicing? And be very specific. So get the page number, keep a notebook, get the page number in the book or have a look at the sheet music, make sure it's dated. If you are being given loose music, create a binder, and I usually encourage children to decorate it, make it their own. But make sure that when your child is sitting down to practice, that is the page that is open, and they're not going over stuff that they have already accomplished. And that's not to say that they shouldn't go back in their book and do all the things they enjoy, but always make sure that you're very clear about what is expected that week. The second question that you should ask is, how long? How long should the practice sessions be? For a student under the age of 10 minutes can be very valuable practice time. The important thing is that you communicate with the teacher to find out how long you think that task is going to take each day. And the third question is, of course, how often? How often? How many practice sessions per week? I recommend 4. That means that your child will be playing their instrument 5 times a week. The 5th time is when they come for their lesson. I allow my students 2 days off, which is pretty important for a couple of reasons. A lot of kids have a lot of other things that they do, their sporting involvements and so forth, and often Saturdays are out of the question because they're playing sport all day long. So I feel like for a new student, and this goes whether or not they're children, adults, that 4 practice sessions is adequate for the new student. As time goes on, of course, that will change. The important thing is that the practice sessions are scheduled in like every other activity. Children know what time is dinner, what time is homework, what time is bed, and I recommend also a specific time for practice that it happens on the same days of the week. I usually work with the child and the parent to determine what are going to be the right days for them to practice and what are going to be the good ones for them to take off. The only day I don't suggest you take off from practice is the day before your lesson. Always practice the day before your lesson. So what should be practiced? How long should the practice session be for? And how often should my child be practicing? These are the 3 initial questions that you should be asking the music teacher at the end of every lesson, not just the beginning of the lesson, but every lesson. That way the practice habit can become reinforced. So thanks for listening. Keep your eyes open for the next in the series of how to help your children practice. Thanks.